We are currently experiencing technical problems. Please sit by.
Excuse me, you won't wait. Thank you.
Ravioli, are you gonna be a hindrance? I think you are. I think you are.
Welcome back to my channel. And it is time for Zaki's 2019 recap and 2020 plans and goals. Yay!
Hey everybody, so I'm really not sure how in focus this is. My computer's doing a thing. Oh, it got unplugged. Ugh. So my computer, the battery in it's doing this thing that it's done before, where if it eventually just gets to the point where the battery won't really charge unless you take it out of the thing and put it back in. The laptop, I mean. So it must have gotten unplugged somehow and it just died, so there's that. But I figured I'd give you a little bit of an update at the beginning of the month. I just got a notification or an email back from the anthology I submitted to. It was a no, but that's fine. That's how it goes. What else? I decided to put anthology short story writing on the back burner for now because I'm focusing on other things. I started using the Kanban method. It's still in my head sounds better as Kanban, but eh. I decided to do it in my bullet journal because I really don't have room for a bulletin board or anything of the like. So I have broken it down into 3 tasks for the first quarter. I didn't want to do months, I wanted to do quarters. And then I just have personal to-dos. So the first task is recreating my brand, because I don't really have one, or I do kind of, but it's not like proper branding. And if a lot of being an artist online is, being a small business, so I need to do things for that. So I've been watching some Skillshare classes and doing some different things online, like brand exercises, and I'm slowly making progress on that, but I've only done a couple so far. The other one is working towards publishing Toxo. I have acquiring an agent written, but that's not really the end goal. I have Find Avenue, I need to do more betaing. I feel like I want to do another round of that if at all possible. I want to, update my work as needed from beta feedback. Stuff like that. I want to repolish my query and my cover letter and synopsis and all those things, just to make sure it's as best as possible. I still need to finish reading the Query Shark. Sorry, my brain is just all over the place today. Finish reading the Query Shark stuff, to make sure that I have as best of advice as I can for myself. And then the next and final one is publishing my book of houses. So I need to, paint them, edit them on the computer, that sort of thing, get them printed, run some sort of pre-order campaign. And all of this goes through March 31st, so we'll see. So that's what I'm working on right now. Those are my 3 goals. And I have been working on them as much as I can, but I've started a new semester of grad school, so I have a lot more work to do than I did at the end of December. I'm only taking 2 classes, but one in particular is very time-consuming. Yeah, that's the right word. It's a course on data and information, and a lot of it seems to be learning how to use Python to code, which I'm totally down for. I'm really enjoying the content so far. And it has just been really, really a lot. Great words there. The other class is about young adult books, which is great because I write young adult. That's like my main age range I write for. I do also do adult stuff, but mostly young adult. So I'm enjoying that so far. It's been a bit of a challenge just because I'm not back into the routine yet. I'm trying to think what else. Oh, I read The Outsiders by S.E. Hinton, which is one of the, if you don't know, one of the first young adult books. And it was alright. I mean, I gave it a 2 out of 5 on Goodreads, which seems harsh, but I think that is labeled as it was okay. I didn't really dislike it. It felt very not connected to reality. I think that has to do with the way books were written in the 50s or 60s. I forget exactly when that book was published. I want to say the 50s, but I'm not sure. Versus how they're written now, how voice and such has changed. It didn't feel like the characters were real people. But I think if I'd read it when I was 16 or 17, the age of the main characters, I probably would have enjoyed it a lot more. But yeah, it just kind of felt artificial. I also read Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. I guess this is going into what books I've read lately. And I read that as an audiobook on Overdrive, which is an app you can use via your library card to rent ebooks and audiobooks. And I read it in the span of 3 days. It was so good. This is a really long book because I was listening to it pretty much constantly. Whenever I had a chance, I was. So it probably wouldn't have taken me that long. But it was really good, and I'd recommend it. It's a bit violent, and there are some triggering things in the book, so, you know, if you have things that are particularly triggering to you, I would look up reviews, see if it's something you can handle, and if it is, I would definitely recommend it because it's so good. And I'm currently listening to an audiobook called Toil and Trouble, 15 Tales of Women in Witchcraft, and I have it down there, pulled up so I could remember the title. I forget who all submitted to it and who edited it, but it's really good so far. Some of the stories I feel like are great, amazing, and I'm just like, they're like singing to my soul, so to speak. And other ones are just really good. Like, they're good and I enjoy them, but they're not, you know, clicking with me as much. But that's fine. Not every story has to click with you or me or anyone, really. So it's a quick update. Oh, one other thing. Hi, BB. I'm going to a live drawing session tonight, which is exciting. That'll be my first one I've ever attended. One of my friends from my regular art group I go to every week is holding it at a museum in the city. So that'll be fun. I'm kind of nervous. I have the feeling like I'm not going to be any good, like, compared to everybody else. My drawings are going to look really bad because I've never done this sort of thing before. And I've done a little bit of gesture drawing. There's some really cool websites you can use online where you can, you know, it gives you a picture and it shows it to you for 30 seconds and you have to draw the figure in the picture and then it switches to another one, that sort of thing. But, like, it doesn't really transfer that well because, you know, difference between a picture and a real person, that sort of thing. But, yeah. I don't know. I'll let you know tomorrow how it went. Yeah. That's really all I need for my catch-up. I hope this was in focus. If not, I'll probably record it because I don't want you to be just kind of staring at a blur the whole time. That's not fair. Right. Can I stand this up on something? Probably not. Yeah, kind of. Alright. That's good enough. Yeah. Okay, so thought I'd update. I got some really good feedback from my critique partner. I don't know if I mentioned that in here at all. I don't think I did. I think it hadn't happened yet. I'm filming this with my phone because I don't know. It's just easier for me to be able to see what's on the screen than filming with my camera. Although it worked pretty well, but this apartment's kind of a mess, so I want to make sure I'm, like, blocking the majority of the mess. But I found a critique partner on Twitter. I looked through the CPWL critique partner wishlist tag, and there hasn't really been any new stuff going on in there lately, but there was one from last year maybe, or from like July or something. I guess that would technically be last year now, 2019. Hi, baby. The cat's giving me a look. But I went and found a person on there, and he and I switched our manuscripts, and he got done with it really quickly, like within 2 days. 3 days, I think we switched around. I guess it would have been 2 days, because I think we switched around Thursday, and he got back to me on Saturday with some really good feedback. And I just finished the book this morning. I started it yesterday. I had wanted to start it sooner, but it was just, I had so much homework going on that it wasn't possible. I spent like 3 days trying to do an assignment, but I got it done. So hopefully the rest of the assignments aren't that bad. But anyways, I probably was overthinking it. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so I just finished reading his, and I'm about to start writing some stuff up, just, you know, about it and what I thought and where I think he might need to add a few things. It's not so much things he needs to add, it's more so just a few structure things that I noticed, but overall it was really, really good. Like, I really liked it. I couldn't put it down. Yesterday was a total chill day. My girlfriend and I just sat in our bed in the bedroom, which is that way. You can't see the door, but it's over there. She played Breath of the Wild on her new Switch that she got for Christmas, and I read for hours. And then I finished it today, like the second half I read it this morning. It was just very good, and I couldn't put it down. My eyeballs did start to hurt after a while from looking at the screen, so I'm going to need to take that easy for the rest of the day. I don't wear glasses or anything, but staring at a screen for that long is never good. I do have a few things I want to talk about later. I went to my first life drawing session, and I would like to share with you all what I drew and my thoughts, but I don't know if I'll do that today because it's already almost 3 o'clock, and I have to leave at 4-ish. 4:30. So I really for sure want to get this finished written up, and then if I can go back through my Kanban board since it's, oops, sorry, since it's in my notebook, and just kind of, you know, update all that. But we'll see.
Ended up looking like, so they get the handwritten letter.
Okay, so we have my sketchbook here, and I mentioned wanting to show you just what I did at the life drawing session. So yeah, everything has been censored, sadly, just because YouTube's not okay with that sort of thing. But I thought before we get started, I just want to show you, this is the house I'm working on currently. You can see I put 24 minutes. I'm doing a session for this house, which I hopefully will work on once I'm done with what I'm doing here, where I time myself to see how long it takes to do this, just because I want to know how long it takes me to do my standard painting. So these were all 1 minutes. The numbers by them are how long it took to do, or how long we had to do the drawing. So we did like, I think 5 1 minutes. I'm gonna have to move this over because I realized I did on both pages. So we turn the page. Is it still in frame? Not really. There we go. We have 1 minute, a 2 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 minute, and a 5 minute. And you can see as it goes getting more detailed. And I would like to say I've never been to a life drawing session before. I don't really know how you are supposed to do that, like how you're supposed to do life drawing. I'm gonna look up some videos this week before I go back for next week. And yeah, so I can, you know, I learned a lot from being there, and even though I didn't really know what I was doing, I still felt like I learned a lot from drawing a person in real life. So then we have 5 minute, 10 minute, 20 minute. And these two are 20 and this one's 25. And you can see I drew this foot over the face. That was kind of an accident. I didn't realize how far down he'd be going, but also I really didn't like this face, so it was kind of gratifying to draw over it. And I spent a lot of time with the shadows. I don't know, I don't usually spend a lot of time drawing shadows, mainly because they intimidate me. I don't mind doing them on flat surfaces like the houses. I find that a lot easier. But on people, shadows for the most part terrify me. Really any complex shape terrifies me. But this is what I did. I was there for 3 hours. Pretty proud of how this one turned out. This one's alright. They're all alright really, especially for my first time, but they don't really look like the person at all that I was drawing, the faces, I don't think. This one, he looks like someone, but I can't, let me mute that so Discord doesn't go off again. Looks like someone, but I can't think of who. You know, it doesn't look like the person I drew, but yeah. So there's that. I think they turned out really nice. I'll definitely go back next week. It was really interesting to get to see how how people did the drawings. I didn't get to see everybody, so it wasn't like I was like, you know, show me what you did. But there was a man there, he was doing pastels. He was there just at the end for the, I think it was a 25-minute session. He was using pastels and charcoal, or maybe it was just charcoal, colored charcoal, I'm not sure. There was someone who was using colored pencils. She was using lots of reddish browns and then a white to add back in the highlights because it was on toned paper, and it was just really neat to get to see other people's processes. But you can see how already everything's starting to like smudge. I'm going to have to go through and put some fixative on this, and I did actually find some fixative that I want to use. The reason I resisted using fixative for such a long time, well, is partially because I didn't really need it for my work, but also because I wanted to use something that was eco-friendly. I didn't want to be spraying paper with something that would keep it around, you know, long after humans are gone. Like, I didn't want to essentially turn the paper into plastic, you know. I didn't want to give it a plasticky coating. But I did find something, and I will show it off once I get it bought. I'm hoping to buy it maybe tomorrow, sometime this week. But, yeah. Thursday night I'll be going back, and I enjoyed it very much. Yeah. That's really it. I better get to work because I only have 45 minutes until I need to leave. We'll see. Yeah, that's that. I am pretty proud of what I did. These are all from the same angle, by the way. I didn't move around at all. I could have, but I didn't. Yeah. This one was really hard because you can see between this one and this one, I spent a lot more time, or I have a lot more detail into this one than this one. I spent a lot of time, if I remember correctly, erasing this one to try and figure out what I was doing to get it to look right. And I just wasn't really happy with it in the end. And then I drew the foot over it, and that was like cathartic. But yeah, that's that.
Sold. Same with this one, very similar. And then again, especially the cap is so much lighter than the actual color. So these three browns here are almost exactly the same.
BB, why? Can't I paint? Please.
But, I mean,
no drink.
Kids Art Supply, I'm sure it does the job. Also, in what world is this pink color beige? And then especially if you're going to call this golden beige, this is definitely like a pink blush and a straight up brown. But that's okay, Crayola. Probably the worst ingredient ever. Oh my goodness. Okay. Let's just go ahead and get to sketching something.
BB, please. I would like to do the paint. This can't be up here anyways. It's just not enough room. Yeah, I know you want to drink my paint water. It's not gonna happen. I've got cat hair in the paint, Cat. Well, it must have been when it was drying. The ones over here. Alright, well I guess I'll attempt this later. Okay, so I thought I'd share this fixative I bought. I haven't really ever been, oh baby boy, that interested or, you know, that much wanting to use a workable fixative, even though I know that having something to protect your pages can, you know, keep the graphite from spreading, you know, onto other pages. Ravioli. I apologize for any noises you're outside. It's the middle of rush hour. But I finally found a fixative that is eco-friendly. It's called Spectrafix. And the reason I didn't want it was because I didn't want the pages in my sketchbook to become kind of like plasticky. I didn't, you know, in my mind, things aren't supposed to last forever. Hi, BB. So, you know, I didn't want that. But I found this. It's non-toxic, odor-free, and all-natural. And you can spray it inside. And it says it's a casein-based fixative. It is non-toxic, workable, fully archival fixative for soft oil and pastel, charcoal, conte, colored pencil, graphite, chalk gouache, watercolor, or any other delicate media. It works on paper, canvas, UPO, glass, ceramic, stone, leather, wood, fabric, and it's not washable. Use it under oil paintings or acrylics to prevent underdrawings from smudging, or to layer on other media, not suitable as a final varnish on top of oils or acrylics. And then it tells you about where the recipe comes from, but meh. The ingredients are casein, denatured grain, alcohol, and water. So if you have an allergy to any of those things, I would assume that's definitely possible. You might not want to use this, but so far I've tried it. I like it. It's kind of made my pages wobbly, and since it's not an aerosol type, it's just like a spritzer. It, you know, sometimes you get a little more in spots, but I think there's cat hair all over it now, but you can see I sprayed the work from last week. This is a page with no penises on it, so I suppose it would help if I zoomed in and focused. Also, it's very dark in here. I apologize. Hey, sir, no chewing the knitting pattern. Crap. Well, there goes all my pencils. This is just a disaster. Oh. Somehow he undid my pen. Kitty, this is a disaster. Why? It's like, Mama, I've been napping for hours. It's time to cause shenanigans, and the pen's broken. It must be missing a piece. But anyways, quickly, before the cat, like, destroys everything. I like this so far. Like I said, you can see a couple spots that, there's a little bit extra, and it still feels kind of damp. There's a penis on that page. I can't show you. This is the only one without a penis. Yeah, I like it. We'll see how it holds up. It seems nice. I just sprayed it. I gotta let it dry. It says that you can use, where's the English? Spray over your work allowing 2 to 3 minutes to dry, and then do it again with 1 or 2 more layers for heavier things. I did like 1 or 2 layers depending on the amount of graphite. But yeah, so I thought I'd share that, and I'm gonna go fix the disaster that the kitty cat has wrought and plug this camera into charge.
I'm gonna preface this clip by saying that I look shit.
So I decided I'd update what's been going on while I deal with my pens. So first, oh my gosh, I just knocked over all my samples. First of all, what did I do? I'm almost this pen's almost empty. And I have water here in case I do need to empty it, but if you remember last time that when I filled this pen at the beginning of the month, I was struggling to get ink into it, and I was struggling with that. Let's see if I can push this in without making a huge mess. I mean, more or less. Did I get any of it? No, not really. Alright, let's try this. But anyways, so if I can't get any of this ink, which would be a shame because there is a fair bit left in here. For whatever reason, it doesn't seem to want to. It must be the size of the pen or the shape, but it doesn't. I'll leave it in there. I might use. Oh, did you see that? Probably not. That was kind of cool looking though. This. Anyways. Look at that. Look at how much ink's in there. Okay, I'm gonna get some clean water and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I got clean water and a rag to dry it off on. But anyways, so I'm probably gonna, yeah, you can see there's still like purple in there. I'm probably gonna fill it with this, which is olivine ink from Monteverde, USA. And this is quite a bit bigger than my usual sample sizes. This is, I don't know how many ounces it is. It's not much, but it's a sample that you get for like $1. And I got this, I bought another pen because I wanted to try a different nib size, and they aren't, as far as I know, at least in this type of pen, exchangeable. So I bought another pen for relatively cheap, and I got the free ink with it, which was what helped me decide which pen to get. So, ugh, that's not good. Look at all that. That's, yeah, dried ink that is now reactivated. Let's clean that up. But anyways, so talk about what I've been doing lately. I've been doing a lot of branding. You would have seen a clip of me working on the logo. That's what I was doing. And I want it all to look, you know, hand painted, because that's a big part of what I do. I do writing and painting, you know. So I had to figure out on Photoshop, you know, how to edit things and how to, you know, scan them with a high enough, what is that? Is that lint? It's lint and cat hair. Brilliant. We use these washcloths as just rags, you know, for cleaning the counter, all that stuff. We don't use paper towels. These are what we use instead. But anyways, it's clean, I promise. It just has cat hair stuck to it, which is pretty standard for having a cat. He's watching with great interest in what we're doing, but I would like him to not be involved because it wouldn't be good. I didn't quite get it all the way. It needs to, I think, be further down. There we go. Tap off some of the extra ink. I don't know if that's required or not, but actually I think I might be just knocking the ink out of the pen if I do that. That's pretty full. We'll try that. So I'm really excited to try this ink. But, so yeah, I've been really busy with the branding stuff, and I did start looking today online. I looked at some just different services in general for printing for my house book, because that's the other thing I want to work on, or I am working on, you know, is the house book. And I was thinking about just, you know, printing. I hadn't really thought that much. I was just looking for eco-friendly printers. But then I was watching some old Joyson vlogs. That's what I've kind of been doing with my time lately. Please don't come over here, baby. I love you, but you're going to get ink all over everything. That's good enough. Shoot. So anyways, she was talking about looking for Toronto-based printers because she lives in, or does she live in? She lives in Toronto. I think she lives in, wherever she lives. She was looking for local printers. And I was like, huh, huh, I didn't think about that. That would be really great to use a local printing service. So I'd started looking at that because you saw the sketch I was working on. I pretty much finished that. It's going to be an interesting painting because it is, at one time was an extremely intricately detailed decorated house. It's very gingerbready looking. I don't know if it's Victorian. I mean, I don't think the house itself was Victorian, but it's definitely made to look that way. But it's also covered in vines, which you probably can't really tell from the way it's put. But anyways, yeah, it's covered in vines. And so it's kind of interesting, the dichotomy of that and whatnot. And I don't think when I... Alright, so this pen... Oh, wrong way. Okay. So this pen is a Diplomat Magnum. And I think it's a fine tip. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. And I got the Crow color, which is like a black gray. And this one is a cartridge plunger converter. The other one was a plunger. So this one, it has, you know, you can get these, which are ink cartridges. But I'm not sure what this is. It didn't come with any instructions. I did look online, but I'm not 100% sure what this is. Like, is it... Am I supposed to fill it with ink? What? Like... Do I put that? I don't think so. I'll just leave that. If I do this wrong, and one of you knows, I'm sure you're screaming at me in the comments, but let's see. We used green. The other one was a green. I don't feel like using my iridescent ink just yet. So let's do another purple. We've got Diamine Scribble Purple. Here. So if I can get this open without spilling it, that would be amazing. There we go. Gosh, good thing they all have their lids on them. But... So I did spend a little time today looking into that, but this one you twist instead of push, which is really nice because my hand-eye coordination, as you've seen, is not the best. But yeah, so I'm working on that. I wanted a little bit of a break, so... There's a little left in there. How do you get that last little bit, I wonder? But... Hi, baby. Hi, sir. Ravioli. Let's put the lid on that. Please don't drink the ink water. I'm sure I just smooshed my head into the camera. Profesh. Alright, I got rid of most of the extra ink. I want to wipe it off without... like, you know, pulling it out of the pen by mistake. The ink, I mean. Are you helping? Oh, I've got it all over my hands. That's good. Good, good, good. Put the cap on it. So if you're wondering, this pen was like 20 bucks maybe. I think it was on sale. It might have been worth a little bit more originally, but what's this? No, baby. That just says made in Germany on it. The good news is the capsule didn't break open. Yeah, so there's that. I'm gonna put all this stuff away. We can keep talking a little bit. What are you doing? That is a pen. Please leave it be. I'm surprised he hasn't tried to drink any of the water yet. He's very bad for drinking my paint water. But, where's my little notebook? Here it is. In case you've ever wondered about this notebook, it was something my aunt gave me when she went on a honeymoon with her husband in Paris. She got married when I was like 12 maybe a little bit younger. And they went to Paris, and yeah. And almost every single time here I've misspelled at least one thing, whether it was the name of the ink or the name of the pen. But let's see if I can get everything right this time. Ooh. Twisby Go medium. Excuse me. Well, please be careful, BB. That's a really pretty green. What is today? Today is the 20th. 1/20/20. Please don't step on it. Please don't eat it. Please don't, whatever it is you're going to do to it, be gentle. And this is the olivine ink. It's very smooth. Monteverde, which is, I think, a place, but I think it's also the name of the brand. I can't see. You can't see him, but he's got his butt in my face. So there's that. Let me find the, there it is. I'm gonna put that in there. All right, he's left. We don't have to worry about him knocking anything over. So this is my first time writing with this pen. I haven't used it before. It does post. The end of the pen does. I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel about the name of this pen. It sounds like a condom. A Diplomat Magnum. Alright, so this is it. Oh wow, look at that. I like how fine that is. And this is the Diamine Scribble Purple. Diamine Scribble Purple. Purple. Oh well. I know what color it is. And this is also 1/20/20. Where's today? Today's the 21st. Jesus. Oh well. One day won't matter. The one thing, I really do like this pen. I like its color. I like, you know, I like the casing. I like the fact that you can see into it there to see how if you're running out of ink. The only thing I don't like about this is the plastic that it's made out of feels kind of cheap. But I'm certainly not in a position to be buying like metal fountain pens. So yeah, that's that. I'm trying to think, is there's an update of anything else we could talk about? I did finally get a lot of the branding done that I wanted to do. And I'm thinking for the name of my new brand. I'm calling it my virtual studio because I don't have a studio in real life. Like I don't have a room dedicated to, oh my gosh, dedicated to like my work. I'm deciding on calling it my virtual studio. And I guess we'll talk about that now. I hope you don't mind just staring at the staring at my desk while I fix these inks. There we go. But yeah, so I'm getting all that figured out, and once I've got everything done for sure, I will talk more about it with my face in the picture. I was really worried there for a second that I wasn't filming. How well you can see that the sunlight's being a bother, but that's that. And I really like it. I like this green more than I thought I would. You can see what ghosts and what doesn't. This stuff does a lot. I do like the Klinger and the Klinger, Roher and Klinger ink. Although I've noticed it does ghost a bit. But or bleed through. I don't know which is which. I used to know, but and then you can see I've got it on my hands. And you might be able to tell. I don't mind. But yeah, so that's that. Okay, I think that's pretty good. I'm finally dressed. I don't always, I mean, I usually get dressed and I'm home by myself all day. But I don't know. I like to stay in sweatpants and a t-shirt, something cozy, although I was starting to get cold. Heat's on in here. I don't know why it's so cold in here. I'll have to check it and make sure it's on high enough, but my hands were starting to get really cold. I painted my nails. They're excruciatingly short, but honestly, I don't know if I guess not. It's not gonna focus. But I used, you can see the ink I ended up getting on my hands when I was doing the thing, but I used I think a Sally Hansen, hold on, I'll go get it. Okay, so it's this Sally Hansen, or Hansen, Good Kind Pure, vegan color nail polish. And I don't really care if it's vegan. I mean, I want my products to be cruelty free regardless. And the makeup industry isn't really the best with that, but it's plant-based. That was the big thing. I don't know if you can see that. It doesn't really want to focus, but eh. And it's color 400, which is Lava Rocks. I feel really bad saying I don't care it's vegan. That's not true. I do, but I think most nail polish is vegan. It's more so that I'm interested in the plant-based because it's better for the environment usually if it's plant-based versus synthetic chemicals. But anyways, I'm getting totally off track, but it's the color Lava Rocks, and there's a lot more blue in it than I thought there was when I bought it, but I think it looks nice. As good as I can do, but I've got ink all over me now. But yeah, I gotta fix my hair. Let me do that real quick. I call this my Sokka hairdo because I feel like I look like Sokka from Avatar. My girlfriend pointed that out, and I was just kind of like, you're right, you know? I can't see anything but that. But especially like right after I wash my hair. I wash my hairs on my hairs, all 4 of them. I wash my hair on Mondays, and today's Tuesday, and it's just kind of dry. The natural oils need to kind of come back. But you can see I got the sides shaved again. I really needed that. And while this hair grows out, I feel like it just looks weird hanging down. That's how I've been wearing it. I just didn't like it. But it's long enough to be pulled back now, and I hope I just don't get mistaken for like a white supremacist or something, or, you know, the person who likes a man bun. But I do kind of like it up. I did get, like I said, I got dressed. I have an online meeting I have to do tonight for school, so I want to look kind of nice. But yeah, so I wanted to talk about my brand. That's why I got on here, like my branding that I've been doing. Because as you know, I've been using Sarah Writes Etc. And while I like that, I don't want it to be tied so much to my first name, because I might, you know, I don't know with like pen names and like just in general why like my first name might change. So I don't want to have to go, ooh, no, I need to change it. You know, I need to change everything. So I figured before I get started with, you know, printing my books and all that, getting published, I would like to change that. So that's what I'm working on. Hold on. I can show you some of the stuff I came up with. I mean, I have it on the computer as well, but I'm not going to try and get the computer. This is the notebook that I keep. Well, the cat is very interested in the reflection off the... We have page protectors in here. Bonus house painting. I really like how this one turned out. I don't know, it really looks like a Pittsburgh house. Yeah. That was one I did last week or the week before, I forget. But then we have... This is just, this stuff down here is just me playing around with my new Inktense pencils. But this is a circle I painted for my icon, or my logo, I guess. The paints I use, they're Winsor Newton, like, student grade paints. I forget, like, what the fancy name is. I feel like this blue and this red, every time I mix it together to make a purple... First of all, they're the only pair that really go together to, like... I don't know, they just... All the other ones seem to make muddy mess, but this one will make purple, but the colors don't stay together. I don't know if you can see that. Like, the blue is there, but then the red's separate, which is really weird, but I think that just has to do with, like, the quality of the paint. But, so I had to learn how to, like, I mean, I know how to use Photoshop. I took a course on digital photography, and there was a lot of Photoshop in it, because I learned how to do a lot of really cool stuff, but I cut this out on Photoshop. And I actually did was it a layer mask, I think is what it was, not a clipping mask, and put a certain color over top of it at like 30% opacity, so it looked like that color, but you still had the like watercolor texture. We have that, and then we have, this was the first attempt here, but I just didn't like how this looked on the computer, so I painted these here, pencil and paintbrush on their own, and superimposed them over top of this on Photoshop. And then the other thing I have is this paint splatter, which is part of my like banner art, and I really like it. I really like that purple. I think it's really pretty, and this is going to be on my business cards as well. I've been spending a lot of time on Skillshare, that's what it's called. Just kind of learning about visual branding and stuff. And it was a really good suggestion by one of my art friends. I have you propped up on that workable fixative that I got. It's just kind of a jiggly position. So that's what I'm working on. I was looking something up that another person at art group told me about called Bookish in the Burg. So if you live in Pittsburgh too and you watch these, it might be something that you could look into if you're interested in young adult literature if you are a teen who reads it, if you are an adult who reads it, although I was reading online, the majority of the activities they're having for that is going to be, you know, first come for the teens. Like, they're going to make the teens a priority, which is how it should be, because that is who we write young adult for, the young adults. Like, adults are allowed to enjoy it, but, you know, it's not for them. Speaking as an adult who likes young adult. What else? I'm going to pull this out. I hope this doesn't make too much of a noise. It's not before. I looked, it's on March 28th, and I definitely recommend it. Also, if you're a librarian or a teacher or, you know, just really, maybe a bookseller who's really interested in young adult and, you know, promoting that and learning about it. And it does look like something I would be very interested in going to. As far as I can tell, it's free to go to. I don't know for sure if it's free both days, but the teen day, as they call it, which has all the workshops, if you like. Sorry, I'm looking for, I have this bag of, what are these called? Business cards that I wanted to show you. I have all these business cards, from people I know and people I've ordered things from that, that I was using as an inspiration. Sorry, my brain's all over the place. You can see how I think. I've got like 7 things going on at once, but, what else? God, this is a long clip. Baby boy, help. But yeah, I would definitely recommend looking it up. One day is like teen oriented, and if you're an adult who likes young adult, and then there's another day for like teachers and librarians and stuff after that. And there are some authors giving talks. There really isn't anything dedicated to authors of young adult fiction, but I feel like both of those days could be really interesting to me anyways, even beyond being a person who likes young adult. So I'll see if I'm gonna go. It is I think it's the 28th and 29th of March, or it might be the 27th and 28th of March. I forget. But yeah, I'll leave a link to that down below if I remember. If not, yell at me in the comments and I'll get it for you. But I thought that would be really interesting, and maybe in a couple years I'll be one of the guest authors there. Assuming they do it again, I don't know. But yeah, that's pretty much everything that's going on here. Alright, so I thought I'd share real quickly. I hope you can hear what I'm saying, that the dishwasher isn't too loud. I actually really like the noise of it, but not for filming. So I started planning my own very first little zine. I'm pretty excited about that. But so I did a bunch of sketching in my sketchbook, which I think is out in the other room because I was using the scanner, to come up with some rebus puzzles that have to do with the different neighborhoods of Pittsburgh, to kind of go as like a little freebie with my house book once it's finished, you know, because I want to send some other things, you know, goodies as like a thank you for pre-ordering. But what was I going to say? I think this will probably be eventually for sale on its own, but the people who pre-order my book will get it for free. So you can see this is the first one. This is not how big the page is going to be. I screwed up the like formatting. So this is it here. This is how big it'll be. It's 5 inches by 5 inches. And this I think printed out to be like 4 3/4, but I can change it slightly if I need to on the computer. This is just a mock-up, and I'm going to add, I don't know if anyone knows how rebus puzzles work, but it's, you know, a picture plus a picture equals a word. So I'm going to add in the plus and minuses all by myself. I didn't do it on the computer because I didn't want to struggle with fonts and stuff, so, you know, that's what I'll do. And these are just mock-ups that I am going to use. These are not done, they're going to be colored. Mock-ups for each page, and the order can change, but, so that was, you can see the difference between these two pages, kind of. This is the actual size. And you can see here this one's in color because it was a post-it note, which I should have just like traced over it in the computer and then left that as the sketch, because I don't know how well my light box is going to work with this. And you can see how awful my printer is. Like, it works for very basic things, but even from this distance you can see the banding. So I'm definitely going to have to either clean the nozzles or get this printed elsewhere, you know, which would be a shame because that would, you know, make it more complicated. But yeah, so that's something neato, nifty I'm working on. I still have to figure out the exact format and everything, but of course I need to finish the house book first. But this was just something I worked on yesterday during art group, and I was just very excited, so I thought I'd print out the pages to see how it looked. So yeah, that's just a little update. Okay, so I cut everything out, and I have everything with some scrap paper to show like the cover and stuff. So this is my plan. I want the title to be a rebus puzzle across there that's just Pittsburgh. And then we'll have an explanation of how rebus puzzles work, and then the first one like I showed you, and then I'm not going to show you all the other ones, but I have them in the order I want. And then we have, we'll have a key here. Part 1, the first half will be here, so like the first like 5, the second 5. Then the back, it'll be the back cover with my like info. So I'm not going to staple this together or anything, and obviously it's not going to be this thick. It'll be about half the width because it'll be double-sided, but I didn't really feel like fiddling with figuring out formatting and then printing it double-sided. I just wanted to get this stuff printed out. Plus, oh, there goes the cat. He's on a tear. I wanted to be able to take this and put it with the light box and trace over it. So we'll see. I might have to go over all these sketches with like at the very least darker pencil, maybe pen, so it can be seen through, because I didn't realize how light they were going to print out, but it's okay. And I think that's actually going to be it for this month's vlog. Unless something really exciting happens. So I have a few topics that I want to talk about in February, but I don't want to make this vlog any longer. I know it's getting pretty long. But yeah, I hope you guys are all having a good January and a good February by the time you watch this. Bye!